Sweater Season, a Miraculous Ladybug fanfiction written, voiced, and thumbnail drawn by me, Adrien. This is a continuation of our Christmas special fanfictions, and I hope it's good. Please enjoy Sweater Season. Marinette struggled to juggle her bags as she crossed the streets. Such was the life of a creative, she supposed. Not as glamorous as her Instagram made her projects seem. With the next few weeks off school, she planned to focus entirely on commissions and her Etsy store, hoping to scrape together some savings to carry her through the new year. Despite working shifts at the bakery every week, the rental market was brutal, and her landlord had been raising the rent nearly every quarter. Marinette had to find a way to absorb the cost somehow. It was Alia who had suggested she sell at the Christmas markets. Unfortunately, Alia backed out last minute, citing something about the twins and a gingerbread house disaster. Marinette tried not to mind as she hauled her supplies and set up her table alone. Renting a proper stall was out of the question. It was far too expensive. Thankfully, Chloe owed her a favour and, begrudgingly, managed to get the mayor to agree to let Marinette set up next to the official stalls. Armed with a permit and a single scooter load of handmade Christmas sweaters, Marinette was ready for her first Christmas market. But as the minutes ticked by, everyone walked straight past her, their attention fixed on the official stalls. No one even glanced at her display. Maybe it was a stupid idea to not get an actual stall. Did people think she was a scammer? No, her table wasn't that bad. At least she wasn't sitting on the ground selling Eiffel Tower keychains like half a dozen others scattered nearby. "What you doing, princess?" The familiar voice made Marinette whip around, and before she could think, she body slammed the speaker, tackling him to the ground. "Cat Noir!" she hissed, clamping a hand over his mouth before he could say anything else. "What are you doing here? You're gonna cause a crowd crush." "Ouch, just passing by, you know, as one does." Cat Noir replied sheepishly. Marinette narrowed her eyes, unconvinced. "You asked Papa where I was, didn't you?" Maybe," he drawled, avoiding her gaze. Marinette giggled. "I'll tell you to de-transform, but Adrien and Agreste showing up here would cause an even bigger crowd crush." "My lady," he grinned. "My only crush around here is on you." Cat punctuated the statement with a quick kiss on her nose. She scrambled off him, rolling her eyes. "You're impossible." "And yet, I'm here to support my beautiful girlfriend," he added with a wink, sitting up and brushing off his suit. "What, you're gonna buy a sweater?" she teased. "I already made you one." "I know," he said with a smile, and Marinette was certain he was already wearing the sweater under his suit. Adrien always wore the heck out of whatever she made. It was adorable. "I wouldn't mind having 2 or 3 or 20, he added with a smirk, pulling out his wallet. Marinette immediately swatted it away. "First of all, I'm not taking your money, Monsieur Trust Fund. And second, you are not buying out all my stock." "Why not? I want to keep all your talent to myself," he teased, wrapping his arms around her and squeezing her tightly. Before she could escape, he began peppering kisses all over her cheeks. She was grateful that no one nearby was paying attention to them. The crowd was too distracted by the festivities of Paris to notice the city superheroes' antics. Speaking of a distraction, Marinette had an idea. "Hey, wanna be my model?" she asked, cupping his cheeks with both hands and locking eyes with him. I'm pretty sure I already am. I have an exclusive contract with MDC Designs. My live model, Marinette clarified, holding up a sweater. Come on, put this on and pose. I need your clout to pay my rent. Adrien raised an eyebrow. My love, isn't that what your bakery shifts are for? To cover rent? Marinette sighed, her shoulders slumping. Landlord increased it again, 25%. Again? How many times can they even do that? Adrien asked, visibly annoyed. As many times as they want, Marinette replied bitterly. That's just how it works. That's stupid, Adrien muttered. Alia must be livid. She is. Marinette was lucky to have Alia as her roommate. Her best friend had scanned their lease more times than she could count, arguing to get their broken pipes fixed and challenging every rent increase. Marinette simply didn't have the time or the expertise to deal with it herself. But even with the Ladybug not being at its peak anymore, she still makes enough to cover rent and then some, Marinette said. Adrien frowned. So how many of these do you need to sell to make it work? For the next few months, maybe a couple hundred, she admitted reluctantly. Adrien's eyes widened in horror. A couple hundred? How are you going to do that? That's so much to make. I know, Marinette said with a half-hearted laugh. I'm screwed. She avoided his gaze, knowing he had no idea just how much her rent cost every month. And she preferred to keep it that way. Adrien would absolutely insist on helping her, and the last thing Marinette wanted was to take his, or rather Gabriel's, money. So, get this on, she said, holding up the sweater. Cat did as he was told, standing next to the table and modelling the ugly Christmas sweaters with exaggerated cat poses that turned heads left and right. Just like clockwork, Marinette sold out in 10 minutes flat. Afterward, Cat scooped up the folded table, and Marinette herself, and bounded across the rooftops. Moments later, she found herself lying on a picnic mat at their special spot, a steaming cup of hot chocolate in hand as they gazed over the twinkling city below. Though the evening was chilly, Marinette was perfectly warm, thanks to the hot chocolate and the love of her ridiculous sweater-wearing cat boyfriend. Thank you so much for listening. That was Sweater Season. If you haven't already, please subscribe. Can we get to 400 before the end of the year? Let's go. 20 more to go. 18 more to go. Let's do it. And I'll see you all next time. Bye.